Yo guys, welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be building part 2 of building a B&M Invert. And in this part we're going to be focusing on building custom catwalks, custom stations, custom track, and a lot more custom stuff like supports and all that. So without further ado, let's get into the time lapse. So the first thing you're going to see me here doing is making the lift hill, brake run and station launch. This allows me to make custom track which allows for classic B&M I-beam style and nice lift hills, since this is completely different to the in-game ones, since Planet Coaster can literally do nothing right in terms of realism. Now at the moment of time in this time lapse I am currently making the mid-course brake run into an I-beam track, which you will see a lot of in the brake run, station and the lift hill. The lift hill is a bit different because it doesn't have a really tall I-beam track, it's like a flat one, but yeah, you'll see later on when we get to there. Here I am starting the custom catwalks, which I use a lot of wooden beams and hazard strips, I think they're called. Yeah, they are. They're very useful because they have the diamond plate texture, which a lot of catwalks and a lot of things for B&M use, which is very useful. Here you can see me using a spiral staircase, which is used for a lot of evacuation points. Now I've downloaded this off a workshop. If you want to download it yourself, I give credit to the user Deef, I think it's pronounced. If I pronounce that wrong, I'm very sorry. But thanks for you very much for making that if you're watching this. Around this point I decided to copy a bunch of other stuff that I've already done rather than I-beam track, which is just a lot of copy and pasting and all of that stuff, so it's quite boring this episode, I'm very sorry, but I mean it's probably one of the most important things in Planet Coaster in terms of realism. But it's a shame that you have to go through such this work just to get something realistic, because Planet Coaster can't just add I-beam track. But luckily TBW Theme Park Wirral is making a B&M mod pack which adds all this, so later on we'll never have to go through this pain again. Now this is what I was talking about, the lift hill having this weird flat bit where it goes from really tall I-beam track to flat I-beam track, which I think it's to do with something with the brakes going into the lift hill, since the lift hill has to be closer, but I'm not sure, so if you know, let me know in the comments. Now here you can see I got very bored of doing custom tracking since it's a very boring process, but I decided to make custom flanges and custom footers since they look so much better than the in-game ones, and you can actually make them go to the track. But I kind of gave up with that later on because I kind of just copied and pasted it, but it still looks very good and I'm very happy with how it turned out. But the footers, you may see why I like how they're all raised up in different platforms, but that is going to do with the terrain, which will be next episode. So make sure you stay tuned for that, which it will be a very good one, and it won't be that boring, and it will be out later. But where the footers are now will be the terrain levels completely. I may do a little bit changing to them since, I don't know, I may not like how the terrain looks, but yeah, hopefully that's how they will stay because I'm pretty sure they'll look great. around here I start to work on the bottom of the lifter again. Now I lost the recordings for where I made the lift motor and stuff, and like all this catwalk, so you just gotta bear with me from here. I'm not sure whether it, like, I don't know, but yeah. These 0G rolls supports were very awkward to do since it's straight over the bottom of the lifter, which I didn't really know what to do for them, but I just managed to end up doing some weird curvy stuff with them, and I think it's structurally sound. I'm not sure, but in my eyes it works. Hopefully. Oh, there's no physics in Plan Coasters there. Again, this is another weird thing that B&M do with their stations. I'm not sure why they need to beam go there, but surprisingly they do it. And again, if you know what it is, then let me know in the comments, because I'd like to find out this stuff, and I'm just not building it because I'm building it like because it's realistic. are now getting towards the end of the time lapse now, and I hope you really enjoyed this one. I certainly haven't making it because it's a very boring process, but it looks very good in my opinion. But anyways, the next episode will be about building terrain, building the terrain, because I feel like that's a really cool one itself, and I think that should take up a whole episode because it will take a long time. So I hope you enjoy this one, and I'll see you in the next time lapse. Goodbye.